Hey, what's up, Congress? Goose here, ready to play some Civ 6 with you guys. I hope you're excited. I'm excited. Love Civ. Love you guys. So let's do it. This is going to be the play-by-play video. I'll do a summary video as well. But so quickly for the play-by-play, we're going for a culture victory. We voted on that, and we voted for the English. So we will be Victoria. Quickly, their bonuses. I'll go over it in more detail in the summary, but basically for a culture victory, we're going for artifacts. We get to hold 6 artifacts in each of our archaeological museums. So that's going to be big. Because of that, we're going to need to get a lot of land to make sure we can try to nail down a lot of artifact area. We're playing on King difficulty because it's a step up from Prince, which is just really easy, and a step down from Emperor, which is hit and miss if we have a chance to win every game. Otherwise, we're doing a fractal map because the English have a bonus to things not on their home continent. So if we found a city or capture a city on a different continent, then we get a unit in that city free. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, we're doing a standard map size. We're also doing standard game speed because I'm not in a hurry, and it's standard for a reason. It's how the game was designed to be played, so I think it does play out the best on that speed. So let's go ahead and get started.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water.
Yeah, so here we can see it again. So we also have a Royal Navy dockyard, which honestly doesn't give us as much of a bonus as you would hope. We don't have the movement penalty for embarking to and from that tile, which doesn't come into play a whole lot, honestly, so it's not that cool. The Sea Dog's pretty cool. It's a Renaissance naval unit that basically can't be seen unless you're adjacent to it. I'm not a big Navy guy, but maybe you guys are, so maybe that'll come into play. And also the red coat is pretty good early on. I think it's like a plus 10 melee combat or something like that. I don't recall exactly, but it's a pretty good early unit. And anytime you can have a unique early unit, that's better, I think, because once you get later in the game, the unique units aren't as useful because you can just get overwhelmed by more units. Or if you're high in science, you're going to go blow right past your unique unit. Or if another nation's high in science, it just cancels out your unique unit. So it definitely is the best early on. Alright, so going for a culture victory, we don't really have to worry about, like, we don't need a bunch of mountains, we don't need a bunch of jungle or anything like that, because most of our bonuses come from adjacency to the culture district. So we'll want to put a culture district down, and then we'll want to get a wonder build next to it. We'll get a I think it's +1 culture or plus a half culture for the wonder being next to it. Or if we put a culture district down and then we put a commercial district down next to it, we'll get that +1 culture bonus from that as well. So really, when you're going for a culture bonus, it's not as much the environment around you. As you can see, we're restarting the game because that was a shit city. We're not on a river. Sucks. There was tundra to our south. There's always barbarians, bunches of them down in the tundra, and you typically don't settle cities in the tundra, so they keep popping up in the tundra. So let's just get away from the tundra. Also, we were on like the plains or whatever. We weren't in some lush, wet ground, which is good for crops. So we were only getting the +1 food from all that lighter green hexes instead of the dark green hexes. So let's just do a restart. But as I was saying, more so we want the it's more about the city planning, not the, like, when you're going for science, you almost need mountains. Jeez, again, no river. Alright, let's just go ahead. Let's play a couple turns here and see what we got, but I like being on a river. So we might not do this. Although we do have, so we have 2 food, 2 production, that's nice. Another 2 food, 2 production down here, which we can, that needs animal husbandry. So we'll be able to do that pretty early if we want to. What we're going to do, we want to keep the warrior close in case we get barbarians. We're pretty vulnerable here to the south. Okay, nice. So we have him coming over here so we can turn him away. Yeah, but let's just pursue him. 3 more turns until our scout's done. I've been playing on deity, I think is the highest level lately. And when I've been doing that, I've stopped doing scout and started doing slinger right away because the barbarians are absolutely obnoxious. Alright, I think we're restarting this. We have tundra up here. We have a desert to our south. Let's see what we find down here real quick. Decent luxuries. We got river over here. I'm probably wasting all of our times by continuing. We should just restart. I want to have a good start for you guys. Because I don't want to get 20 turns into, or not 20, but more like 50 turns into the game and realize we have a dud of a map. I think this one's a dud.
Like to the apples.
Yeah, that's nice though. So that was the Dead Sea. So you get the bonus to the culture and the faith, which the faith is actually really nice for a culture victory because it'll help us build national parks later on, which increase tourism. Also, I think maybe that's an American thing, but I think they also increase appeal for the tiles or the hexes in the city in which the park is built. Alright, so we need irrigation to get our luxury resource of cotton, animal husbandry to get our deer. Let's go ahead and do that. I did the pottery first. It's just what I always do so that we could build our, what's that build? The grain mill, I think. Yeah, the granary. So I always do pottery first. Let's see what we have over here. I don't know if we want to restart. Cotton again, so luxury resources, salt. Some gold down here. Having the Dead Sea is nice. It's really nice. Oh, we have this mercury here. It's just that we have this desert, which is just a wasted area. But we might be on an island, which is kind of nice. I like being on islands. So one of our early primary objectives will be to get a kill with that slinger so we can get our eureka moment for archery. So I'm going to go ahead and build a settler. We have 11 turns to figure out if we're going to keep this map or if I'm going to keep looking. Because I'm not going to settle our first city. That'll be for you guys to decide. Notice what I did with my scouts there. I moved 2 hexes. I have 1 more to move, but I did the upgrade. So you can use those 2 movement points and then do the upgrade. You're kind of essentially getting a free, not free movement because it's just what you should do. But if you would have just boosted him on the without moving, that would have been his turn and you would have got no movement out of it. So I'm not going to move him onto this tile because we can move on to that and then attack next turn. If he wants to attack us, let's make him march to us. Shoot, and I lost this guy. I think he went south. Yeah, there he is. Okay. I think we're on an island, guys. Although we're on fractal, so I didn't really explain fractal maps early on. They are much less predictable, very unpredictable. A lot of times you would look at this, for example, right here, and just assume that this is coastline. And it probably is, but on a fractal map, maybe it's not. Our slinger just got destroyed, so let's just turn him around. We don't need to lose a slinger right away. So, and we did that because the English get a boost to being on a different continent, which if we're on an island, usually I would say is a good thing, but now that I reminded myself of that, probably not a good thing because we want to be on different continents. So unless we get a huge bonus from this, I think we're restarting. We're restarting. Alright, it's not worth it. It's not a good enough map. We want to be, ideally we would start the game on a river, obviously, and we would have one continent to our north and a continent to our south, and heck, why not even a continent to our east? That'd be great.
Now begins your greatest quest.
Free military units are just, they're awesome. They're great. I hate spending production on military. Again, you guys might be really big into military, and maybe everybody's going to hate us. That's not great, because people, the more they like us, the more tourists will attract from their civilization. So we don't want to get into a ton of wars if we plan on winning this game, but sometimes it's necessary. So if you guys maybe want to do a lot of military, I don't, so I like free military units. good.
Establishing a
We're also on
true
king difficulty,
Pax
so we're not going to
Britannica.
get just swarmed by a massive foreign army. Probably not. We could, but probably not. All right. I like this. I like this a lot. We have stone. We have this jungle, which is a 2x2, 2 food, 2 production. We got sheep. We got truffles. This is a pretty good city. The only bad thing is that our warrior's on the left and we want to go right. So we're going to be a little bit blind to start with. Okay, so here's a little tip for you guys. I always check my managed citizens because personally, I would like to have 2 production off the bat, especially if I can get 2 food with it. So, and actually, let's go ahead and lock into this. It's sometimes risky locking your population, because if something else were to improve later, that would be better. And you forget that this is locked, you'll be hamstringing yourself a little bit. But I like the production because I want. You can see our growth went from 5 to 6 turns, but our scout went from 8 to 5. So, okay, that's awesome. We just discovered another continent. This is exactly what we wanted. So you can see we have purple continent down here. We are on South America, and we found Baltica to our south. So 2 good things come of that. We get a civic boost to foreign trade, and like we were just talking about, we want to settle on different continents. So if you play against the English in a game, they actually, one of their, I don't even think it's their hidden agenda, it's just their personality trait, is that they like, if you have a city, I should say they don't like, if you have a city on a continent that they're not settled on, then they don't like you. It'll make you have bad relations. Okay, we found Amsterdam. That's good. They're a gold city-state, so we'll definitely want to get a trade route going to them, and we'll get some good early gold out of it. This is not good. So I'm sure you're all aware of this, but if you're not, if this scout gets back to his camp, they're going to pump out bad guys, and that's not good. Yosemite is not a huge bonus for us because it's a science thing mostly, if I recall, it's a science thing. But I think it might actually also be food and production as well. We'll see. We need to see some more hexes around it, but there's definitely science in that jungle there. And tech boost for astrology. Okay. So let's see what this scout does. We want to keep an eye on him. He came this way. That's good. That's good. Hopefully Amsterdam. The city-states in Civ 6 are not as worthless as they are in Civ 5. They will come out. They will fight this barbarian. If there's an encampment by them, they'll go fight the encampment. So they're not completely worthless. See, there we go. Come on, fight this guy. Let's see if we can kind of corner him up here. Hopefully Amsterdam will step in. He gets their turn before the barbarian, so he should be able to, might even be able to attack. I think that's 1 turn there. Alright, so we got a friendly village. We got a boost to, I didn't even look at what technology it was, but things are looking pretty good, guys. I think this is a game we are likely to continue. At least early on, it's looking good. Alright, we met Gandhi. They're inviting us to their city. If they were to have found us, it would have asked if we want to invite them to our city. That's more of a discussion. If they're inviting us to our city, let's do it. Let's see what we got. Alright, first bit of bad news that we just received. Gandhi is right there, not a long ways away. Gandhi's pretty easy to get along with for the most part. They are a religious civilization for the most part. Let's see, we want mining. So we shouldn't be against them too much. So in this case, I'm going to keep this. 2 food, 1 production, but we're getting 3 gold. The way that I start my game every time is that I'm trying to get to 200 gold as fast as possible so that I can buy a builder. So we're building a slinger right now. Then we're going to build our first settler, and I'm going to build my first builder as soon as we get to 200 gold. So we're producing 12.6 per turn right now, which is absolutely ridiculous for turn 10. That's ridiculous and awesome. Ridiculously awesome. Okay, so I want to check. Okay, so that's good. Everything's good. Let's keep going. Yeah, so Yosemite is science. I guess I could have just clicked on it. Gold and science. Gold's nice. Alright, cool. We got healed up from that, which I would have preferred something else, but I won't complain. We need to get animal husbandry. Why did I do mining? Let's just switch that up. Let's do animal husbandry. Alright, we got another river coming through here with some wheat to the side of it. I'm not going to bother going up here. It's the same continent. If I turn that lens on, it's the same continent we're already on. They're right here. Hopefully they go that way and leave all of this down here to us. And we're still not sure. Again, we're on fractal, so this looks like it's probably coast, but we don't know that for sure. So again, like I was saying last game, we're going to try to get a kill with this slinger so we can get our archery eureka moment. Alright. I really like this map so far. We have some cool stuff going on. We have some pretty good amount of luxury resources, some good bonus resources. We have Yosemite, and also it's a cool map. We got a little bit of trees, some awesome forest over here. There's a natural wonder right here. I can't remember which one it is, but you can see this isn't normal. 3 production in a forest like that. That's not normal. So there's something there. And we'll see what it is.
It is not wisdom.
Alright, I kind of blew through this last game. I always do the +5 unit, combat, strength, 1 fighting barbarians. I think that's a no-brainer. Obviously, there's barbarians early on. And then I do the production, unless I'm going for faith. Then you got to do the faith, because you're trying to get the great person of that right away. But otherwise, I do production. So you guys can change that once you guys take over the game. But for our baseline, that's what I'm going to go with. Have both of these already, so it doesn't matter. Usually we'd be trying to get that builder done so we can get the improvement, improve 3 tiles and get that Eureka. We already have it. So it's not as big of a deal, but it still makes sense to get a builder out there as soon as possible. Oh my gosh, I was wrong, guys. So those are just on hills and giving us 3 production. So that's unfortunate. So you can see what's going on here is that there's a scout from this encampment, which is right here, that got to Delhi, or something over here, I suppose, and came back. It's really unfortunate for us because I don't want to run into that. Maybe it was Rome's fault. Exchanging information on capitals. This is a decision that you guys really should make because it could be bad. Rome could come after us. It also could be good for our relationship early in the game. I feel like for the most part, this sort of stuff doesn't matter that much. So I'm not going to give them the information, right? Why share stuff that we don't need to? These guys have 2 units also. Just go ahead and jump in there. He should be close to, yeah, he just got promoted, I think. Or no, oh sorry, we're still looking at the slinger. Close to getting promoted. The slinger, again, I don't think there's any point in running in there and letting this guy come attack us. In fact, it might make sense. Let's step back and hope he comes into here, or even comes after us, and then we'll step in next turn and attack him. Okay, so we just got a promotion. So with promotions, you want to make sure you have some health to regenerate when you do your promotion. So in this case, it's a good idea. We're about half. Let's go ahead. I do the +7 combat strength versus melee and ranged every time. 10 combat strength when defending against ranged attacks. Could be useful, but especially early on, there's not ranged units. Especially the barbarians don't have ranged units yet. So I think that's a no-brainer. And we got what we wanted. He came towards us, so now we can get the first attack on him. Units attack, they have a penalty if they're wounded. So if you can get the first attack on somebody, that's always a good thing. The first delegation that I receive, I'm going to say no to, because one, I haven't been paying attention to what our relationship is, and it's really early. So he does like us, so we could have accepted that. I don't think it would have been a bad thing, but I also don't think it's necessary. I'm also going to let that scout go, because I don't know where his encampment is. Hopefully it's up here, and he makes it home, and he screws with Delhi, but I don't think we're in danger from him, so let's leave him alone. Alright, got a Eureka boost for Military Tradition for clearing that outpost. And hopefully next turn we'll kill this Barbarian and get our Eureka moment for Archery. Yep, here we go. Perfect. And for bronze working, I'm not sure what we did. Oh, I think we cleared three barbarians, and that gets us our Eureka moment for bronze working. So I turned this guy around because I was going to come explore down here, but who knows if this got cleared out. Maybe I should have just went up and over. The bad thing about this map right now is it's pretty small for us, because we know Rome's over here somewhere. We have Delhi up here. Hopefully this keeps going down here. But we definitely already have a spot to build our second city, I think. So okay, let's go ahead and do mining. And you'll notice that, good thing we're playing on King, not on a harder difficulty. We've had 200 gold for probably 4 turns now. So, my bad. Let's get that builder out. And we have 3 populations, so what are we doing? So we're on the sheep. I'm going to stick with that. At this point, we've got 2 production here, we've got 1 production here, 1 here. I think let's go ahead and stick with that. We could go 2 and 2 again and keep the production rolling. But let's keep the growth up. Let's just send him home to get healed. Let's just pause a turn for him to heal. Again, not taking the first one, although he's friendly with us too, so this is also good. We have good relations going on. Alright, so obviously we're going to do these 3. What should we do first? Let's do that first. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. I'm still going to say no. It's so early. If we look, what's his peacekeeper? Never declares war. Who maintained the peace? So I think let's go ahead and keep that for now. And his is tries to include as much territory as possible in his empire. Does not like civilizations who control little territory. So I'm definitely not accepting anything from Rome early on, because he's probably going to think we're being lazy until we get a couple cities settled. Oh geez, I'm an idiot, you guys. We still have another turn before mining. I should have went the other way. That'll happen. We'll be alright though. It's not that big of a deal.
Who deserves more credit?
On higher difficulties, and I mean on this it could be an issue. It's obviously not ideal, it's not what you want to do. But on higher difficulties that definitely could be a blunder. Alright, so we still have stuff going down here on Amsterdam. Below Amsterdam, I should say, so that's good. Let's see, I think we should do archery. Yep, let's do archery so we can upgrade. Hopefully by the time that slinger's fully repaired. Oh, the slinger has a promotion. Missed that, guys. So let's go ahead and promote him. And then I'll probably link him up with that settler. And we'll go out. So, let's finish these turns. And I think this is going to be where I'll stop and turn it over to you guys. Yeah. Okay. So, that's the end of play session 1. Kind of, not even play session 1, let's call it setup. So, what we know so far, you know what, actually I'll just do it all in the summary. So this is the play-by-play. I'll do this for each play session. Live stream in the future if anybody's interested. This time I thought I'd just bang out a recording real quick. So I'll do a summary and we'll go over what we know so far there.